Hey, everyone! Welcome back to Discover Top 5, where we bring you the most fascinating stories, trends, and countdowns from around the world. If you're someone who loves diving deep into the most thought-provoking topics, amazing lists, and must-know facts, you're in the right place. From shocking historical events to the coolest breakthroughs in science and everything in between, we've got something for everyone. We dig into what's hot, what's happening, and what you might have missed, whether it's in pop culture, politics, or anything else that piques your curiosity. So if you love discovering new things, exploring ideas, and hearing unique perspectives, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an exciting countdown from Discover Top 5. Now, sit back, relax, and get ready to experience a whole new level of discovery with today's fascinating topic. We've got something amazing in store for you, so let's get right into it.
In the heart of the Midwest, Minnesota has long been a sanctuary for immigrant communities, particularly in Minneapolis and St. Paul. With a rich cultural blend of Somali, Karen, and other immigrant populations, the state has seen its fair share of challenges under the Trump administration's crackdown on undocumented immigrants. Minnesota has always been a refuge for those seeking a better life, but now, heightened immigration enforcement is causing fear. Trump's second term brings promises of expedited removal, meaning immigrants could face swift deportation without a formal court hearing. This has stirred anxiety among undocumented residents, creating an atmosphere of uncertainty. Local authorities have resisted cooperating with federal immigration agents, but with federal funding at stake, the pressure is mounting. The state's only federal immigration court, already overwhelmed with thousands of pending cases, struggles to keep up with this growing crisis. Massachusetts, a state with a progressive stance on immigration, has become a battleground in the fight for immigrant rights. Home to a large number of undocumented individuals, especially in its sanctuary cities, Massachusetts has been clashing with the federal government over immigration policies. Trump's administration targets sanctuary cities with threats to withhold federal funding if they don't comply with immigration enforcement. Massachusetts has seen an increase in workplace raids, reminiscent of past immigration crackdowns. Immigrant communities, particularly those from Latin America, live in fear of separation from their families. Despite resistance from state leaders, the aggressive federal stance continues to overshadow the state's efforts to protect its residents. The looming threat of mass deportations raises concerns about the future of immigrant families and their economic contributions. Texas, with its vast border with Mexico, has always been at the forefront of immigration discussions. With over 1.7 million undocumented immigrants, the state has become a prime target for Trump's immigration policies. The state's economy relies heavily on immigrant labor, especially in industries like agriculture and construction. However, the increasing number of ICE raids has left workers in fear, pushing some to self-deport or go underground. In Texas, local leadership supports Trump's efforts, offering resources to detain undocumented immigrants, which only intensifies the crackdown. Immigrant communities in Texas are diverse, with many coming from countries like Venezuela, El Salvador, Haiti, and Cuba. This diversity adds layers of complexity to the immigration debate as each group faces unique challenges. Texas remains a critical battleground in the national debate over immigration reform. Moving to Illinois, a state known for its immigrant-friendly policies, the tension between local and federal authorities over immigration enforcement is palpable. Chicago, a sanctuary city, has seen a rise in ICE raids despite the city's resistance. The state's leadership, including Governor J.B. Pritzker, has been vocal in opposing Trump's crackdown, but local immigrant communities are still feeling the pressure. Undocumented immigrants in Illinois contribute significantly to various industries, including hospitality and manufacturing. The fear of deportation has created uncertainty, and with the federal government pushing for mass deportations, Illinois stands at a crossroads. The cost of these efforts, both financial and social, raises questions about the long-term consequences of such a crackdown. Illinois' response will have significant implications for the future of immigration policies in the region. Georgia, once a more moderate state on immigration issues, has seen a sharp rise in immigration enforcement. Under Trump's leadership, Georgia has become a focal point for ICE's expanded operations. Recent incidents, such as the arrest of an undocumented immigrant during a church service, have caused outrage. The state has also seen a significant number of arrests during targeted operations, further escalating tensions. Despite opposition from some state lawmakers, many in Georgia, particularly Republican leaders, support Trump's immigration policies. The state's agriculture sector, which depends heavily on immigrant labor, faces significant challenges as workers become scarce due to heightened fears of deportation. The economic strain on Georgia's industries highlights the complexities of enforcing stricter immigration laws while maintaining the state's economic stability. In Florida, a state without sanctuary policies, the situation for undocumented immigrants is tense. Governor Ron DeSantis has worked closely with the Trump administration to strengthen immigration enforcement, putting immigrant communities under increasing pressure. Approximately 4% of Florida's population is undocumented, and many have lived in fear of deportation for years. The state's immigrant communities are preparing for the worst. Stories like that of a Guatemalan mother in Central Florida, who has lived in the U.S. for 14 years and raised 3 U.S.-born children, underscore the anxiety many face. Despite their efforts to fight back through advocacy and legal support, the ongoing raids and executive orders have only heightened the sense of fear and uncertainty. Immigrant rights groups are mobilizing to protect families and ensure the safety of undocumented youth, known as Dreamers. Colorado, a state with a large immigrant population, particularly in industries like construction and agriculture, has also become a target of Trump's immigration policies. With about 11.4% of its workforce made up of immigrants, the state has seen its share of tension as the Trump administration pushes for stricter enforcement. Colorado has historically been immigrant-friendly, offering in-state tuition for undocumented students, but these policies are now under threat. Recent ICE raids in cities like Denver and Aurora have instilled fear in local immigrant communities. Immigrant advocates are speaking out against the federal government's tactics, emphasizing the essential role that immigrants play in the state's economy and culture. With businesses and workers under increasing pressure, the future of Colorado's immigration policies remains uncertain. California, with its massive immigrant population, is no stranger to immigration debates. The state's agricultural economy, which relies heavily on immigrant labor, faces significant challenges as Trump's administration ramps up enforcement actions. With ICE raids becoming more frequent, especially in rural areas like Imperial County, immigrant workers live in constant fear of deportation. California, a sanctuary state, has pushed back against federal efforts to enforce immigration laws, refusing to cooperate with ICE in limiting the disclosure of immigration status. Despite legal battles and political drama, California remains steadfast in its commitment to protecting its immigrant communities. The economic impact of these crackdowns is felt in industries across the state, and farmers worry about losing their workforce. In urban centers like Los Angeles, immigrants are on high alert as they face the threat of raids and deportations. In New Jersey, where immigrants make up about 5% of the workforce, the fight for immigrant rights has become increasingly urgent. Immigrants in the state contribute billions of dollars in taxes, but with the Trump administration's focus on mass deportations, their livelihoods are at risk. ICE raids in cities like Newark have targeted both undocumented migrant and U.S. citizens, creating fear and confusion. The state has seen large protests against these raids, with hundreds taking to the streets to demand protection for immigrant communities. Legal advocates are working to ensure that those facing deportation have access to legal representation, a critical step in securing fair outcomes in immigration courts. The fight for immigrant rights in New Jersey is not just about policy, it's about preserving the integrity of communities and protecting families from being torn apart. New York, one of the most diverse states in the country, is now facing the full force of the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. With a significant portion of the state's economy relying on immigrants, both documented and undocumented, the threat of mass deportations poses a significant challenge. Undocumented immigrants contribute billions in taxes, but fear of deportation is causing instability in local communities. As the federal government pushes for more raids and deportations, the state has sought to protect its immigrant population through initiatives like the New York for All Act, which seeks to prevent local authorities from cooperating with ICE. Despite these efforts, immigrant communities in New York live under constant threat of separation and disruption. The impact of Trump's policies extends beyond individual families, threatening the very fabric of the state's economy and society.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We hope you enjoyed today's countdown and discovered something new and interesting. If you did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment down below what surprised you the most, or what should we feature next. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss one of our exciting Discover Top 5 videos. We've got more awesome content coming your way, and you won't want to miss it. Stay curious, stay informed, and, as always, keep discovering with Discover Top 5. See you next time.